I am Roland Liebscher Bracht, and now we are going to do very effective training to treat knee osteoarthritis. Whether you already have it and want the cartilage to regenerate, or you don't want to get it and continue to have pain-free knees, we're going to get right into it. We're going to get on the knee hero. If you don't have it yet, then please take a book which you can place your forefoot on so that you get into this raised angle, and we'll go directly into the stretch on the book or on the knee hero. By the way, I'm showing this for the right leg. If you want to train your left knee to be pain-free, then please do the same on the left. And we go on. The knee is fully extended, and we slowly go further and further forward into the stretch. And you place your arms at about head height, and we stretch progressively into it. You have to make sure that your knee is fully extended. If you're unsure, then come out of the stretch a little bit, stretch it all the way through, and then go back in. Very important. And now you notice the stretch, usually in the upper part of the calf under the back of the knee. You go to 9.5. You go into a feel-good pain, which you can just about tolerate. And you notice from the bend in the left knee, which is getting a little bigger and bigger, that you are increasingly getting into the stretch. And now, please concentrate fully. The leg is completely stretched. Intensify the stretch again and increasingly press your forefoot onto the book or onto the knee hero as if you wanted to push the wall forwards and upwards. Press harder and harder. Press even harder. Press even harder. Then, back off the intensity, fully extend the knee, and go further into the stretch. Keep going in. We give the fasciae and the muscles time to soften so that your joint is released. This is a prerequisite for the cartilage to regenerate so that the arthrosis, the knee arthrosis, recedes. And the pain disappears anyway. You can notice the pain is gone much faster than the arthrosis can regenerate. You will see that directly after this sequence of exercises, the pain will most likely be drastically reduced or even no longer noticeable. And then you press the forefoot firmly onto the floor. Press firmly. This is the exercise that frees up everything at the back. And then you back off the intensity. Fully extend the knee again and go further into the stretch. Stay in this feel-good pain that you can just about tolerate. And then we slowly come out. Shake out the legs. And now, please, double the height of your book and put a wedge on top of the knee hero and test whether it's a book or a knee hero. Doesn't matter. If you stand on it and come forward with your leg outstretched, then when your pelvis is directly above your right foot, you should already feel the stretch in your calf. And then you put your left foot even further forward. If possible, don't go backward with the buttocks, but where you notice, aha, there's the calf. Then you go into an arch back and lower yourself more and more on the chair. And then you'll notice that the stretch goes into the back of the knee. Maybe also higher into the back of the leg, into the back of the thigh. And now, the trick is to keep the pelvis going forward as far enough so you notice that it's pulling in the calf and at the same time to lower the torso. And then the whole back side of the leg is stretched out nicely. And if we do that on both sides, then knee arthrosis doesn't stand a chance because the dynamics are completely normalized. And if you already have arthrosis up to the 4th degree, then the stem cells can now go in and rebuild the cartilage. Very, very few people know this, and most people deny it, but there is a study, a hardcore, significant study in Holland that completely proved this for the first time in 2011, 10 years ago. So you can have confidence in what your body can do. Keep moving forward and press as hard as you can against the ground with your forefoot. Press as hard as possible against the floor with the forefoot. Take out the tension, intensify the knee extension again, and continue forward with the pelvis. Lower further down with the torso. You can always support yourself on the chair so that you can work at maximum effectiveness. And again, press the forefoot as hard as possible against the floor. At the same time, stretch the knee. Press even more. Stretch the knee even more. Press even more. Stretch the knee even more. Press even more. Stretch the knee even more. Take out the force and lower down again further. And slowly come out of it. I'm very sure that your knee already feels freer, already feels lighter, most people say. By the way, the Knee Hero, you can get the info here. And now we'll sit on both our heels. And depending on how far you can get down, when you can sit down completely, then you sit down. If that's not possible yet, then stay at the same height. Maybe put the Knee Hero underneath, put a book underneath, a cushion, so that you're definitely at the maximum that you can still bear, yes? So the stretch should be so noticeable that you can just about tolerate it. That's this 9.5. And now we'll let the whole thing work a little bit. And now we'll work on 3 areas of the quadriceps and stretch them up really nicely. Try to let your heels sink more and more into your buttocks. And now we tense. Now you first tense the top of the foot into the floor. Then you tense the shins against the floor and increase these forces and lean back a little bit so that gravity prevents you from lifting out, because you're not supposed to lift off from the heels. Right the force, hold the force. The legs are starting to burn. It's starting to burn for me as well. Go for it. Let them burn. That's good, because the more you create this tension, this force, the more you free up the knee, because the muscle pulls the lower leg up just as the calf pulls the thigh down. And that's where the knee arthrosis comes in, from that friction in there. And let it loosen up again. Let it work for a moment. And again, you tense again. And now you tense the knee more, the leg more, where you have your spot. So in my case, we're showing for the right. I'm only tensing the right lower leg and the top of the foot. And then you realize, oh my goodness, that's going to have a lot more impact. And that's positive. We love that because that frees the knee. I really guarantee you that when you run afterward, after these 20 minutes, you will have the feeling that you have a different knee. And that's just the glimpse into the future of what that can feel like permanently. And then it recovers. The knee osteoarthritis is repaired. You won't get knee osteoarthritis, and the knee pain is usually pretty much gone right away. Really tight, still tensing and releasing and coming back down, releasing again. So now we go into this position. Take the leg that you're practicing on. So I'll take the right one. If you have the problem on the left, please take the left one. Let's go to the edge of the mat so that we can first get as close as possible with the top of the foot, with the ankle. Then we put the buttocks on top, which corresponds to sitting on both our heels that we just had. But now we add a muscle that pulls over the pelvis, has a very destructive effect on knee arthrosis, and has a lot to do with knee pain. Now, I pull my belly button in, and with the belly button drawn in, we bring the pelvis back. And then you notice there's a whole other stretch to it. And of course, we love that because what does that stretch do? This stretch ensures that this one muscle, which is so responsible for knee arthrosis and also for knee pain, becomes lengthened. And now you go further and further back. And now we start and press the ankle or the top of the foot as hard as possible against the floor. Nothing else on the body moves. You press in very hard. And if you think it is already firm, then please double it again. Press in even harder. Press in even harder. Press in even harder, a little bit harder, a little bit harder. And then let go and realize, aha, I'm pulling my belly button back and my pelvis is coming back even more. Always remember that the pelvis, which may have been positioned like this, should be more like this. Then you have this muscle fully engaged because you can imagine here's the hip joint, and when you are bent, then the muscle is not stretched. But we want to have it fully engaged. Yes, remember, no pain, no gain. But enjoyably so in the feel-good pain. And we go further and further back, pushing ourselves, but being kind to the body, yes, but effectively. And again, we press as hard as we can into the floor, leaning back a little bit, stretching from bottom to top, from top to bottom. Push in, even more, push in, even more, push in, even more, even more. And release the intensity and go back into it. A little bit more, go back into it a little bit more. And we slowly come out of it again. Slowly come out of it again, briefly. Move the legs around a little bit. And now we go back sitting on both heels. And now pay attention. We'll continue the exercise from before and the one before that. And now pull the pelvis back with us. Yes, the pelvis wants to come back with you. Then you notice that a strong pull in the thighs, which we only had on the right in the previous exercise, is now in both legs. Because both thigh extensors or knee extensors, the thigh muscles, are linked in the brain. This means that we now include the other one that we don't actually want to use in the exercise, thus strengthening relaxation. Apart from that, it's good to exercise on both sides anyway, so that both sides benefit. Because at the end of the day, we want the knee pain and also the knee arthrosis, the pain in the knees. I've already said, I think we want to do that on both sides as much as possible. Although one side might be worse because the arthrosis is already advanced, on the other side it might just be a pain. But you can get rid of all of that with this. Keep pulling the belly button in and keep going back. The belly button in, that's the trick of all tricks, so to speak. By the way, if you like what we're doing here, give it a thumbs up. And please share the video with everyone too, because functioning knees and no arthritis or regeneration from arthritis is what almost everyone needs. Actually, everyone. And keep going backward. And also write a comment about how you like such exercise videos so that I am motivated and know what you like, what else I can offer you. So you have good training possibilities here. And then again, with the right and the left lower leg, press the ankle into the floor, press firmly. Now lift a little bit away from the buttocks. Press a little more, and let go again and slowly lower again. And slowly come out of it again. Move very slowly. We do extreme stretching, so extremely good stretching. It is necessary to move a little bit slowly afterward. And now we take the affected side in the strap. If possible, start at the ball of the foot with a straight back. Put the foot vertically, and now first pull the foot towards the knee. Continue to pull the foot towards the knee, and then you realize that goes into the back of the knee. And we love that because the pain, the stretching pain in the back of the knee, that prevents osteoarthritis in the knee. And that prevents pain in the knee. Then, when you go out and walk, yes, not during the exercise, really nice pull. Keep going. And now come vertically and go forward with the torso. By the way, if you want information about the strap, if you have to do it with a belt or a towel, I forgot to say that, sorry. Yes, then click there so you get the information and you know why you need this strap. Investments for huge impacts for decades to come. And we always move a little bit further, always a little bit further. You can also actively flex the foot backward more. Then it's an additional reason. And then it basically stretches from the Achilles tendon through the back of the knee, up the back of the thigh, probably to the sits bones. And now you push forward with the forefoot and pull back with the torso. The forefoot wants to move away from the knee. The torso wants to move away from the knee. And you give it more power. And more power. And even more power. And even more power. And when you think you're already pushing too hard, now double the force. Now double the force and let go. And now it continues on. The foot continues towards the knee. The torso continues towards the knee. Both come closer together. Breathe nicely. Go to the limit, yes? This limit, this feel-good pain, as we call it, where you can just bear it, it's clear. It's strongly noticeable. Strongly noticeable. You can just bear it well. That's the right amount. Empower yourself against pain by subscribing to our newsletter. Each week, you'll get free expert content, including easy-to-follow exercise guides, educational articles, and more videos just like this so you can manage any pain condition yourself. Click below to subscribe and start living your life free of pain. And again, you push forward with the forefoot away from the knee, and with the torso, it wants to go backward. And more force, and even more strength. And these forces meet in the hollow of the knee. And more force, and come out of it. Go more into the stretch, more into the stretch. And now we've done a good job. And I would ask you to stand up for a moment, feel into your knee. Are you aware of what's happening? Do this every day. And after a few weeks, maybe 3 times a week, these 20 minutes will save your knees. If you want to better understand what happens in your knees with arthrosis, with knee pain, we have an explanatory video for you. Click here and you'll get there. And down here you can access our premium area, which is really worth it. It's a paid area, but it's free to try for 30 days. Go in there. Exercises for knee pain, against arthrosis, from the whole body, from top to bottom. Check it out. You'll be super excited about it. Bye. See you next time.